So there's all of them. Oh, and this is in order. So this is in order of time. And our profiles. Okay. So there's Aizhong. A haughty actress and a seductress. Oh. Okay. Aeon, it's the queen. She's the she was the person who was there for me when I first woke up. Oh, old Mute. I don't know anything about old Mute yet, but what is up with that picture? Eye patch! Rocking it. So this is the military uniform. Anything I don't know if I can click anywhere else. Just click the eye patch. So Smith, council on the state, but I knew him as Minister Smith. Smith and Yang. Dude, that man is the counselor of justice. Aizhong's sister. Kept little sister close. Good to know. Song Bak was a young man who worked in security. I knew him in the new dynasty. He snuck off in the night a lot. He was a pretty good man. Look at the cuties in the picture. Counselor Ryu. Counselor of Captaincy. Aw, little Princess Ryu. She's the daughter of Emperor Ryu and Queen O Aeone. I liked her. And as me, like, this is something I remember. Sorry. Not helpful, I know. Chief Counselor Smith is in charge of the whole dang ship. Minister of Culture from the Tay family. So Young understood the importance of having children, at least. Oh, good work, Seo Young. Kim's wife was Heyo Young. He had a young daughter, also was kinda henpecked. Council of Engineering, Minister Han. So we've got a whole bunch of ministers that are all in the council together. Councils and ministers and stuff. And Seoyong is a misguided rebel who destroyed all the computer records. But why? It was not because of what the queen said. So where do we go from here? I don't think there's much. Without being able to read the unread messages, we can only return to index. But we get the titles, and that's all the teaser we need. All right. So Mute's out. I think we're gonna run an emergency diagnostic. Currently operating emergency power mode, processing power only available to extract 6 files at a time. So we get 6 shots. Bad data, dictionary data. Oh, so do we want to jump around a whole bunch, or do we want to just go for block M1? This is important for all the information that we're going to get. Bitmap data for Seo Young's smile. Aww. Bad data, no data. Well, we're going to grab old Mute first, definitely. If I grabbed one from each block, though, get a better... I better figure out what's going on. I'm gonna grab M1. Or, looks like about half of block M1. Committing. Now extracting. Let's crush a rebellion, efficient and subtle. Elegance and a cat-like grin. Election night. Daily report for March 15th. And fuck Heyo family gatherings. Good grabs. Hey! Hey, sir, can you click on me? Gotcha. What's up? Hey, did you see that last one, the death of Mute? I did. It's encrypted, so I don't think we'll be able to read it today, but, well, it kind of scares me a little. Also, by the way, I changed the name field on all of them that said Mute to Old Mute, just so there's no confusion with me. Right, well, I was just making sure I got your attention. Next time I want to say something to you, I'll give you an indicator like that, okay? Capiche. Excellent. Welcome back, Mute. Anyway, you're the man, so I'll let you get back to it. What's up? So, we've got 6 more. And they all come from block M1, which makes it very easy. And then there's 3 more from M1 that we weren't able to get to. So let's learn a little bit more. Miss Heyo. Good, so we've got stuff from the, oh, very cool. Okay. Excellent, excellent. We've got some hotkeys that help us figure out who everyone is. Old Mute. So, we're kind of understanding more how this game works. This is a mystery, and we're going to put it together ourselves from clues that we are getting out of context of these emails back and forth. So these are old emails from before our current time, before Mute here. This is with Old Mute. How are you, Miss Heyo? I asked Seo Young after showing up on her living room computer screen. Her very first words after "Good evening, counselor" were, "I'm having a major crisis with my husband." It didn't seem like she was very serious, which is good since I kinda like him. Go on, I said. You've heard of those fashionable paper lanterns, right? The ones that are genuine paper, they're sold in the Upper Court Plaza? Not really, no. Well, they let through this gorgeous red light. I interrupted her with a, yes, I know what paper lanterns are like, so what's the crisis? Don't you think they'd be perfect for the living room? My husband objects, because they cost about 50,000 silver per. He thinks it's too extravagant, she said. Whatever that means. Does that man have any idea how much you make? She replied, I don't think so. You know how men are. She makes more money than her husband. That isn't right. Good, I'm glad Mute's keeping up with me. And I'm glad she can help me contextualize ideas. Cool. She replied, I don't think so. You know how men are. Of course, Mr. Kim is the kind to get jealous of his wife making more money than him, which is pretty silly. He's merely a teacher, and Seo Young is the Council of Security's top lieutenant. He needs to get over it. I said pretty much that to her. I don't know, I think this extremely minor dispute about interior decorating may be fatal to our relationship. If we get a divorce, can I sleep in your home? I was about to say something, but I got cut off by one of her young maids suddenly popping up to deliver tea. Thanks, Miss Lim, said Seo Young. Okay. You know you already slept in my home, right? I responded once the girl left. With all due respect, counselor, she said, this is my home. How do you figure that? I told her, only because I bought it for your great-great-great-grandfather. I don't think you would have liked the old place. I think you have closets in this place bigger than it was. Not much room for those servants either. Oh wow, leave it to Mute to remember a debt for... She paused, counting on her fingers. Centuries. That would be 200 years ago. It's not that long, I told her. She was amused. You're awfully old, she said. I replied, but you're still just a young girl. Wait, hey, is that a gray hair I see? She protested in disbelief, but I didn't have to make it up. She totally is starting to go gray. I mean, she's like 38, so it's hardly strange. No way, she said, after getting bothered. Getting bothered? Maybe I'll stay with my husband after all. You're mean. 'Cause he's too nice to make fun of your childish response to aging, I asked. No, she said, because he's got terrible eyesight. Okay, I said, amused. Let's get to business, alright? She nodded, turning serious. What's the first order then? Huh? Want to crush rebellion, I asked. She got excited again. Do I ever? Can we actually do that? She asked, but with a smile on her face at the thought of it. These democracy agitators have been causing no end of stress for the past, 2 years? I bet they're the cause of this gray hair. She paused, taking a sip of her tea. Can't we destroy them? Please, please. Okay. I've got an idea, and I think I can get Chief Counselor Smith and Counselor Yang on board pretty easily. Let's call it. How about Operation Get Back at the Idiots for giving the young lady Chief Security Officer Heyo gray hair prematurely? I said. It was a joke, but, like, we both knew full well that the stakes here pretty high. This rebellion really was starting to get dangerous. Oh yes, she said with a happy smile. This is the nicest gift you've ever given me, Mute. Let's crush a rebellion. Women conspiring like this makes me feel uneasy. Interesting. So, somehow along the line, we're going to go from let's crush a rebellion together to I need to pull the plug on the supervisor who I really like and kill her in order to continue my own rebellion, which may have something to do with this democratic-based rebellion, but may not. We're gonna have to read on, yo. Rebellion crushed. Anything need to be clicked on over here? Nope. Alright. Heyo, Mute, I'm not there yet. I know, you're reading right ahead of me. Sorry. Counselor Mute has once again tried my patience by requesting a meeting with me and Counselor Yang at a very specific time and location. And then showing up late! The subject was so important I had no choice but to put up with it. But it doesn't mean I appreciate the utter lack of respect. She insisted on meeting in the Upper Plaza Restaurant Royale. Royal and her Lieutenant Heyo was the first there. Okay, that's her. That's what I thought. Just trying to get all my characters together. But it took the counselor herself a whole half an hour for her to finally show up on our private room screen. So Lieutenant Heyo, there's a lot of the family line of Heyo that's involved in this story, but in this case they're referring to specifically Heyo So-young. Hi, sorry I'm late, she announced in the same perfect, gratingly cheerful voice she's had for the past 50 years. You didn't start eating without me, did you? How irritating. You never do that. Should I pour you a glass of wine? Asked Counselor Yang cloyingly, raising the pitcher in her direction. He's always been like this with her ever since he inherited his council position. I can never tell if he understands the implications of her being an immortal computer program, or if he's just an idiot. Probably he's just an idiot. Man, I wish. The sort of shit we've got to deal with, I sure could use it, she said, with a slight flip of her golden hair. Then she turned to me. Anyway, Chief Counselor, I bet you're wondering why I asked you here, right? You said it was important. I said patiently. Impatiently. It's about the Committee for Freer Democracy, she said, with appropriate scorn emphasizing their name. This week, Miss Heyo has literally done nothing but shut down their meetings. How many noise violation orders have you issued in the past 7 days? 10? 10? 15, said her lieutenant. It was a dramatic tactic on Mute's part, as if she didn't know exactly how many. My bad, the immortal computer said. And every week the number of private log entries using their keywords doubles. I'm worried that we're going to be reaching a critical mass soon. At this rate, I'm worried that the presidential election results are going to lead to, like, public demonstrations. We can't deal with that. You're the Council of Security. It's your damn job to deal with it, I told her. I'm not interested in excuses. She's not making excuse, her lieutenant started. Out of line, but we managed to nuzzle her. Stand down, Miss Heyo, she told her. But then she turned to me with the same rudeness. Now listen here, young man. I was not, like, asking your approval. We have a problem, and a stern lecture from the chief counselor is not going to help, okay? You can blame me if you want, but that's not going to solve shit. Yang stifled a grin, thinking that I wasn't looking. I had to glare to put him back in line. Sheepishly, he took a large drink of his wine. So this is the Counselor of Justice. Yang was kind of cloying with old Mute. At least I'd like to know why it is that you can't even do your job effectively, I demanded. At least show some respect. Okay, sure. You got it, sir, she said sarcastically, an impossible expression on her face. But I think, sir, you misunderstand what my job is. My job isn't to stop public demonstrations. My job is to make sure public demonstrations don't happen in the first place. Like, do you have any idea what happened the last time we had public demonstrations? Yeah, old Mute is very, very rude to the other people that she's talking with. But not necessarily in a bad way, in a controlling way, definitely. And she doesn't give up social graces, but she also gets her job done, so... Oh, it's kind of tough. She has a lot of personality. She paused. She expected me to actually answer her question, prepared to pounce the moment I got even the slightest detail wrong. I tried to recall, but she said something before I had the chance to say anything. No, of course you don't. It was like 4 centuries ago. They led to open armed rebellion. We're talking about outright banditry, okay? This is not tenable, sir, she said in a high and mighty way. Do you have any idea what martial law is like? Because that's what it took to crush it last time. So, interrupted Yang, you're saying that carrying out your job needs our help. Banditry. So Mute is surprised that there is this kind of showing going on. You got it, counselor. Look, there's no need for hostilities, men. We've got a common problem here, and I think we can sort it out. And really, Chief Counselor, in my opinion as Counselor of Security, and as the eldest person around about like a millennium, I think we can sort this out. But I wouldn't have asked you here if I didn't need your help. I sighed. She had a point. So this is one of the, there's something, if I'm not mistaken, about cultural status in Korea based on age, and Mute definitely's got a lot of it. By about a millennium. And I'm not sure what that has to go with, especially based on genders that we're working with, or if that has any part to do with it. It could be taboo to talk about, like it kind of is in America to talk about social standing based on gender. I don't know. I would not know anything about that necessarily. But yeah. Still, pretty rude, old Mute. Pretty rude. She's a rude dude.